In the name of Allah, who is the most compassionate and the most gracious. Dear and potential students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Nasser, your English instructor, Department of English, Kohat University of Science and Technology, Kohat. Subject is Study Skills. Subject code is ENG 112. Lecture is second. Topic of this online class is writing skills. This online class aims at preparing students to improve their written skills. Discussion agenda of this online class are Introduction to Writing Skills, Steps of Writing, Types of Writing, Barriers of Writing Skills, Conclusion, and References. First, I would like to define what is writing. Writing is a process where symbols have to be arranged according to a certain conventions to form words, and words have to be arranged to form sentences. Writing is a medium of human communication that involves the representation of a language with symbols. Writing, the way you use written words to express your ideas or opinions. When a person uses written words for the expression of ideas and opinions, it is called writing. Writing aims to capture a thought or idea, to transfer it to a permanent format, making it tangible. The basic purpose of writing is to focus on thought, to make it a permanent. Writing graphism of symbols such as letters that express some meaning. Writing of symbols which are meaningful. Writing is the painting of the voice. To give written form to the spoken words is called writing. Dear listeners, the application of these 5 practical steps is indispensable for effective writing skills. These steps are pre-writing. First, I would like to talk about free writing. Free writing in this age or in this stage, you plan what you are going to write. Pre-writing identifies everything you need to do before you sit down to start your rough draft. You choose a topic, you identify your audience and the purpose. You brainstorm your ideas. Ideas are all around you. You may draw inspiration from a routine. For example, ideas can come from brainstorming and by free writing. The second step of writing is drafting. In this stage, you write your ideas in sentences and paragraphs. Follow your pre-writing plan to write a first draft of your composition. Your first draft is often the most difficult to write. The important thing is to get the most important information in your message on paper early. Revising. Revising means adding necessary and deleting unnecessary information. You have to make sure your points are adequately supported. In this stage, you begin to edit your writing. You make changes that will improve your writing. After you finish the first draft of a message, you must evaluate its content, organization, and style. If you included unnecessary material, delete them. The best writers confirm again and again that revision is the key to good writing. For example, Tolstoy is a famous novelist. Revised War and Peace 5 times before its publication. Some of the best writers believe their strength lies in revising and editing. Proofreading. Proofreading is important to ensure that your document has no mistakes in grammar, spellings, punctuations, or diction. In this stage, you finish your editing by checking for errors. Read your material aloud. After proofreading, all the mistakes have been corrected. Now, you are ready to make a final copy of your work. Publishing. This is the final stage of writing something. The final stage is publishing. When you decide how to present your writing to an audience, a writer makes sure the written document completed before publishing. Types of writing. Before proceeding ahead, you must know that paragraphs and essays can be written in different types or styles. A writer will choose a type depending on what he or she wishes to accomplish. What sort of material is to be discussed, and what kind of effect he or she wants to have on the reader. Generally speaking, there are 4 types of writing, though normally these are mixed together. The first type of writing is narrative. The narrative paragraph or essay tells a story, just like a narrator in a play. Narrator writing is best used to illustrate the personal development path a person of 10 yourself has taken to reach a particular point in his or her life. As a result, it is normally written in a first person point of view. True narrative writing is unusual because it is demanding. A narrative must have a conflict that is overcome. This is the core of any narrative form of writing, be it a paragraph, an essay, or a story. In an essay, it usually means a single incident where the narrator experiences some brief challenge that is met and hopefully survived. Simply explaining one's surroundings is not a narrative. You need a plot. The second type of writing is descriptive. Dear listeners, descriptive writing paints a picture. In its pure form, nothing much happens. Description tells us what something looks like, feels like, tastes like, sounds like, or smells without action or events. It doesn't explain a relationship or a process beyond yourself. It focuses on one's immediate subjective exceptions. This descriptive writing connects the outer world with our inner feelings. It is usually concerned with creating a verbal picture of what we experience and feel at one moment. And it will use many rich and vivid adjectives and adverbs. Descriptive paragraphs in essays are usually written in the first person point of view and are much more emotional and personal than expository writing. Dear listeners, the third type of writing is expository. Expository writing exposes or explains things about a subject. It is also sometimes called information writing because it gives information about a person, place, thing, relationship, or idea. To accomplish that, it is best developed by the use of clear reasons, facts, and statistical information. Cause and effect relationships or examples. Since expository paragraphs are factual, they are written without emotion and usually written in the third person. Indeed, expository paragraphs in essays are something confused with descriptive writing because both can spend a lot of time describing things. But again, the big difference is that expository description tends to focus on external objects, situations, and processes in order to explain something in a natural matter or in a neutral way Descriptive paragraphs, on the other hand, tend to focus on our emotional responses as we perceive the word at one point in time. The fourth type of writing is persuasive. This type of writing is probably the most common form of writing at the university level. Persuasive writing is also called argumentative writing. Persuasive writing attempts to convince the reader that the point of view or course of action recommended by the writer is valid. To accomplish this, the writer must develop a limited topic which is well defined and debatable and has more than one side. It is important that the author understands other sides of the topic so that the strongest information to counter the others can be presented. You may present these opposing points of view, but they must be summarized at the beginning and then equally refuted. To refute means to show it is false or not particularly important. If you're not sure how to do this, then simply stick to your side of an argument, while persuasive writing attempts to prove your point of view. It's usually written in an objective method. Third-person point of view is used. It must be noted that argumentative writing is more rational and empirical, means based on facts, whereas persuasive writing uses emotional appeals to manipulate the reader's sympathy. Barriers of writing skills. There are some barriers for writing skills. The first one is noise. Any sound which you hate is a noise. It is a very common problem that we feel in our work situation. A writer requires a complete silent place where anyone involved in writing, his thoughts travel in a coded message to his mind. If anyone interrupts, the flow of thoughts is disturbed, then he or she cannot create effective writing. Unfortunately, silent places for writing are hardly found in our society. A writer should be used to the noise factor because he or she cannot come across a place that is filled at most silence. The writer should concentrate on the work deeply. Lack of effective tools causes barriers of writing. While a writer requires many tools for writing, a writer requires internet to gather information, which is not available to all. A writer should also learn to make effective use of tools. He or she must know all the technicalities of the usage. Training for writing. Everybody is not lucky enough to imbibe training for effective training. Training for effective writing is the need of education. It is matter of great regret our educational institutions encourage rotting and cramming system. Even the university students cannot write freely without any hesitation. This skill must be mastered from the very beginning. Scope of motivation. Our students are demotivated for this skill. Sometimes a person may feel the urge to write something, but the people around him or her may not encourage him or her. A student must follow his own path and start writing on various topics. A highly motivated writer is an effective writer. Writer's block. A writer constantly needs to think and ponder to write something. At a point of time when he or she is continuously delivering thoughts to pin down, he may come to a point where he becomes structured. At times, the writer cannot think further as his or her mind becomes blocked. To refresh his or her mind, he or she should quietly sit down in a room and read something that absorbs the mind. Procrastination. First, you must understand that procrastination means to put off something, to put off intentionally and habitually. When a writer is slow or late about writing something, it creates an obstacle in the process of writing. Lack of confidence in writing. So, perfection does not come when there is no confidence. Confidence makes up the writer's deficiency. It is not possible to be a good writer without confidence. Conclusion. Utilizing full potential of written communication. Utilize full potential of writing. The writer has to make efforts in order to be an effective writer. All the potential has to be utilized for this essential skill. Eliminating excessive and unnecessary writing. Eliminating and excessive writing is very much important. So the irrelevant words must be eliminated. It will improve writing skills. To master writing skills from the early stage, mastering the written skill is essential for a successful career. Students should be encouraged to develop writing skills. Writing skill is a neglected skill in our educational institution. Teachers should adopt various techniques to encourage the students for the development. Teacher should not force the students to cram or to rot. Only a few percent students originate ideas from their own minds. They write whatever they have crammed because teachers do not award them marks. References. Happy writing. Thank you very much.